Hi, today I'm looking at the chords for T-Bone Shuffle by T-Bone Walker. Now, on the original recording it's mostly piano that you can hear playing the chords, but I'm going to go through some shapes on the guitar which I think fit perfectly for this song, and we'll look at the rhythm as well. It's a 12-bar blues. You probably already know about 12-bar blues. Just in case you don't, it's obviously 12 bars long. There's a particular structure that most 12-bar blues songs follow, with some slight variations, and this contains one of the common sort of slight variations. So the actual shapes that we need for this, there are other versions of these chords that you could play, but I'm showing you the ones that I think are the ones that work best for this song. So we need a G6, played like this. So on the first string that's a 3, second string it's a 5, third string is a 4, fourth string is a 5. Now what you could also do with this chord is you could have your thumb over the top to get the G note here, which is the bass note. And if you do that, we then want to avoid hearing this A string, so you can just mute it from underneath by touching it with that finger. Now you can strum the whole lot. Gives you a fuller sound than just those 4 strings, but either works. And we need a C9. C9 is played like this, third finger over third fret, crossing over onto all 3 strings there, first 3 strings. So it's like a half bar. And then first finger on the second fret of the 4th string, second finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. If you're not already familiar with this shape, then it might take a bit of practice to get the hang of. It can feel a bit awkward at first, but it's an incredibly useful chord shape. It's in a lot of different styles of music. You have to watch that second finger doesn't flatten down onto the 4th string. It has to be arched up. So not like that, but like that, so that it's not touching this string. So that's C9. We need an A minor 7. This might not be the shape that you're familiar with using if you know an A minor 7. It may be, but the one I'd recommend is this. You flatten third finger over 5th fret, 4 strings, first 4 strings, and then have second finger on the 6th string, 5th fret, and this time, unlike the last chord, my second finger is deliberately flattened so to mute the A string. So we've got 5, mute, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's A minor 7. Then we have a D9. D9 is the same as C9 that we had here, but 2 frets along. So D9 and A minor 7 are actually very similar. And they're next to each other in this tune. And that's all of the chords we need. So G6, C9, A minor 7, D9. And the actual sequence is 4 bars of G, so we're going to use the G6, 4 bars of G6, 2 bars of C9, 2 bars of G6, 1 bar of A minor 7, 1 bar of D9, and 2 bars of G6. So we'll look at the rhythm separately, but for now I'm just going to strum the beats for that. Each bar is 4 beats. Okay, so it'll be like this. And the way I was getting that sound where the chords are stopping, I was just relaxing my left hand. So that's not this hand that's doing that, it's the left hand. Your fingers relax but keep contact with the strings. So they don't relax so much that they come away, but they relax so they're not pushing onto the fret anymore. So that's how I got that sound. So that's the basic sequence for the whole song actually. Now I'm going to look at the lead guitar part separately. I don't know if I said that, but I'm going to do that on a separate lesson. Now the rhythm for this, if you were playing this in a band, you could play what I just did then, which is playing on the beat, every beat, and it would sound perfectly good and it would work, especially if you had a piano player doing what the piano does on the record. If you're playing it on your own or without a piano, then you kind of need to do this offbeat rhythm that the piano's doing. So if you imagine you've got a bass guitar doing something like, just playing on the beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The piano is playing what are called stabs, which is just like little short chords, like I was doing like this, in between every beat. So if I play a bass note and then a stab, it'd be. So you get that kind of effect. And that's really the best rhythm to play to make this sound like the song. But if I just do it on my own without any bass or anything, it sounds a bit funny, because it would be this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm playing there in between the beats. In my head I'm counting the beats and I'm playing in between 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But it works really well if you've got someone else playing the melody, and especially if you've got drums or piano or bass in particular. Then just with a bass player this would work. If the bass player's doing something like that and you just did the offbeat, either with the side of your thumb or maybe this finger, or you could use a pick and just play an upstroke. That would work really well. It would get the right groove for the song. If you're playing on your own, or just with someone playing the lead part and you're just a single guitar accompaniment, then you kind of need to hint at the bass a little bit, or hint at the beats. And the way I would do that is I'd use my finger to get the upstroke, offbeat chords, and I'd use my thumb occasionally, not every single beat, but occasionally just to play the beat on the bass note, like this. That kind of thing. Now it sounds a little bit kind of stilted the way I played it then. That's just because I'm thinking about it too hard and I'm trying to play it very neatly to demonstrate what I'm talking about. If I was actually playing this, I'd do it much looser and more relaxed and wouldn't worry too much about being precise with this hand. So I'm just going to play through the whole sequence once in that way, so a bit looser than I just did then. And that gives it more of the right groove for the song. If you imagine the melody. It fits. And that's it really. This style of playing, this offbeat thing, is found in certain other famous blues songs. One that springs to mind is Reconsider Baby. That's a bit of a classic, and that's got that offbeat thing, I think probably on a piano again. But it's a really effective rhythm to use when you're playing this style of blues in a band in particular. If you've got, especially if you've got two guitarists, one doing a standard and you want to do something different, then that kind of offbeat thing is really effective. As long as you haven't got a piano player doing the same thing. Yeah, so it's quite useful, and these particular chords are nice. They're a little bit jazzier than standard kind of dominant sevenths or majors that you might play otherwise. It's a bit jazzier sounding using the 6 and the 9 there. And the section here where we go to the A minor 7 and the D9, back to the G, that's called a 2-5-1. And I might do another lesson on sort of 2-5-1s and what they're all about. Any questions about this, please put them in the comments. Look out for my other lesson that I'm going to do on the actual melody. And I might do another one on the sax solo as well, because I've transcribed that for guitar, so we might look at that as well. And click like if you like this one, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, thanks.